The story opens on Yautja Prime, the home world of the predators. We immediately see two brothers sparring in a rough, rocky field. First, there is Dek. He is smaller than the average predator and desperate to prove himself. Then there is his brother, Quay. Quay is massive, strong, and a natural-born killer. They battle fiercely. Dek is fast, using the caves to his advantage, but raw power wins today. Quay lands a heavy hit that sends Dek tumbling down a slope. Dek's helmet flies off, exposing his face. He is frustrated. He wants to be a respected warrior like their father, the clan leader. Quay helps him up but gives him some hard truth. Dek is trying too hard. He isn't built like the others. Quay tells Dek about a legend to cheer him up. He talks about a place called Genna. It is a death planet. Quay explains that on Genna, there is a creature called the Kalisk. The Kalisk cannot be killed. Dek gets an idea. He thinks that if he can travel to this death planet, kill the unkillable beast, and bring it back as a trophy, the clan will have to respect him. Just then, a massive ship lands. Their father, Njor, returns from a hunt. He is the terrifying leader of the clan. Dek runs to greet him, hoping for a pat on the back. Instead, Njor looks at Quay and asks a chilling question: why is he still alive? Njor hates Dek. He sees Dek's small size as a stain on his bloodline. He sees the fact that Dek hasn't killed anything yet as a disgrace. The father gives a brutal order: Quay must execute his little brother right now. Quay looks at his father, then at Dek. He chooses his brother. Quay refuses the order. He grabs Dek, drags him to a nearby spaceship, and shoves him inside. He programs the ship for Genna. Quay is saving Dek's life by sending him away. Njor goes into a rage. He attacks Quay for disobeying. The two titans clash while the ship engines roar to life. Quay fights bravely, but Njor is on another level. Njor rips Quay's arm off. Inside the cockpit, Dek is banging on the glass, screaming. He watches helplessly as his father cuts Quay's head off. The ship blasts off. Dek leaves his home with the image of his brother's murder burned into his mind. He is alone, he is unproven, and he is heading to the deadliest planet in the galaxy. Dek crash lands on Genna. The ship is wrecked. He steps out into a strange, jungle-like environment. He quickly learns why this is called a death planet. He takes one step, and the jungle attacks him. Living vines shoot out of the ground, wrapping around his limbs. They try to crush him. Dek draws his blades. He chops and slices frantically, cutting through the vegetation just to breathe. He breaks free, but the danger isn't over. He notices small, harmless-looking worms on the ground. He steps near one and boom, it explodes. The wildlife here is literally rigged to blow. Dek pushes forward, deeper into the alien wilderness. He spots something unnatural ahead. It's a robot, specifically, a Weyland-Yutani synthetic named Thaya. Thaya is in bad shape. She is dragging herself along the ground because her legs have been completely severed. She sees the predator and quickly adjusts her language module to speak Yautja dialects. She warns him to stop moving. She points to the plants around them. She explains that these plants shoot thorns that paralyze anything they touch. Dek, being stubborn and proud, ignores the legless robot. He thinks he is the apex predator here. Suddenly, a massive monster bursts from the trees. It charges at Dek. Dek prepares to fight, but he triggers the plants. Dozens of thorns slam into his body. Instantly, his muscles lock up. He falls over, paralyzed, unable to move a muscle. The monster roars, ready to eat him. Thaya calls out. She needs a weapon. Straining his last bit of strength, Dek slides one of his blades over to her. Thaya grabs it. She is a machine, so her aim is perfect. She throws the blade and kills the monster instantly. Thaya crawls over to Dek. She mixes a chemical antidote and injects him. Dek gasps, regaining control of his body. He looks at this broken android. She saved him. She explains that she is looking for the Kalisk, the same monster Dek wants to hunt. Dek decides she is useful. He doesn't see her as a friend, but as a tool. Since she can't walk, Dek builds a makeshift harness on his back. He straps Thaya to him, essentially wearing her like a backpack. They set off together. As they travel, the dynamic is funny but tense. Dek is a silent, grumpy killer, and Thaya is a chatty robot. She asks him endless questions. She tells him about her sister, another synthetic named Tessa. Thaya explains that while she was designed to learn and feel emotions, Tessa was separated from her. Suddenly, they step into a trap. It's the nest of a Luna bug. But before the bug can get them, a small creature appears. It looks like a mix between a monkey and a blue alien. This is Bud. Bud is strange. He has skin that is incredibly tough, impenetrable, actually. Bud chatters at them and signals them to follow. Dek is suspicious, but Thaya trusts the little guy. Bud leads them to a field of razor-sharp grass. If they walked through it, they would be shredded. But Bud walks in first, flattening the grass with his tough skin to make a safe path. He leads them right out of the danger zone and tricks the pursuing Luna bug into dying in the grass. They set up camp for the night. The trio is forming a weird family unit. A predator, a legless robot, and a blue alien monkey. Bud takes a liking to Dek. The creature takes some mud and paint and marks Dek's armor. It's a sign of affection. Dek wipes it off. He tells Thaya that feelings are a weakness. He mentions Quay. He admits his brother died, but he refuses to say how. He is bottling up his trauma. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the galaxy, we see the Weyland-Yutani Corporation at work. They have recovered the body of Thaya's sister, Tessa. They repair her. Tessa wakes up, but she isn't like Thaya. She is cold, logical, and cruel. She reports to the motherboard, MU/TH/UR. She says the mission to find the Kalisk failed, but she is ready to go back. She scans the surface of Genna and detects Dek. She marks the Predator as a threat to the company's assets. She gathers a squad of combat synthetics and heads for the planet. Back on Genna, Dek wakes up. He tries to leave Bud behind, thinking the creature is a distraction. He carries Thaya to a wreckage site. This is where Thaya's ship crashed. They find the remains of her human crew, and lucky for her, they find her legs. Thaya starts repairing herself. She is happy to be whole again. But the reunion is cut short. A massive shadow falls over them. The Kalisk has arrived. The creature is a nightmare, huge, fast, and terrifying. Dek roars and engages it. This is the moment he has waited for. He fights with everything he has. He uses his plasma caster, his blades, and his brute strength. It's a brutal duel. Dek manages to get the upper hand. With a mighty swing, he chops the Kalisk's head clean off. Dek roars in victory. He did it. But then, the head moves. The body twitches. Flesh and bones snap back together. The Kalisk stands up, fully healed in seconds. It is truly immortal. The beast swats Dek aside and pins him to the ground. It opens its jaws to rip Dek's face off. But then it stops. The monster sniffs Dek. It smells the paint that Bud put on his armor. The Kalisk recognizes the scent. It spares Dek. Tessa loads everyone onto a ship heading back to Earth. Her mission is to deliver the Kalisk to Weyland-Yutani so the corporation can exploit its regenerative abilities for profit and weapons development. They also plan to study Dek, even though he wasn't part of the original mission. Thaya tries to reason with Tessa, calling her sister. But Tessa coldly responds that they're not sisters at all. She reveals she was never planning to rescue Thaya. She only needed the data Thaya recorded. Tessa plans to have Thaya decommissioned and destroyed. To make things worse, Tessa begins torturing Dek with machines. Thaya stops the torture device when Tessa leaves the room. Then Thaya tricks one of the synthetic guards into grabbing one of Dek's explosive devices. The explosion gives Dek the chance to escape. Free again, Dek moves through the ship and finds Bud standing in a massive footprint. Suddenly, everything makes sense. The Kalisk is Bud's mother. Dek marks Bud as part of his clan, just like Bud marked him earlier. He gathers all the dangerous weapons and organisms he collected from Genna, preparing for war against the synthetics. Dek and Bud infiltrate the Weyland-Yutani base just before it reaches Earth. They tear through the facility, destroying synthetic after synthetic. They free Thaya and reunite her with her legs so she can join the fight. Together, the three of them obliterate the synthetic forces. Tessa appears in a massive mechanical combat suit and attacks them. The fight is intense, but Dek manages to free the Kalisk from her containment. The massive creature tears apart Tessa's suit with help from Dek, Bud, and Thaya. The Kalisk opens her jaws and swallows Tessa whole before she can kill Bud. But Tessa isn't finished. From inside the Kalisk's body, she activates her internal weaponry. The Kalisk freezes and then explodes from the inside, killing the creature permanently. Tessa emerges from the remains, damaged but still functional. She moves to kill Thaya, but Dek impales her from behind. Bud grabs Tessa and, like a true predator, tears out her head and spinal column in one brutal motion. Dek returns to Yautja Prime carrying Tessa's skull as his trophy. He approaches his father's territory and announces he completed his hunt. He's come for his father's cloak, the symbol of leadership. Njor refuses to accept Dek's return. He orders his guards to kill Dek immediately. But Dek has changed. He's become a true warrior. He destroys the guards easily and then challenges his father to single combat. Njor fights brutally, even using his invisibility technology. But Dek is prepared. He uses his ship to blast the dirt and dust into the air, revealing his father's position. Dek disarms Njor and forces the clan leader to his knees. Njor, still manipulative, suggests Dek should yield and simply take his place in the clan. But Dek refuses. He tells his father he's part of a new clan now. On cue, Bud emerges from the ship, now fully grown and massive. Bud chomps down on Njor's head, killing him instantly. Thaya steps forward and declares that Dek is officially a true Yautja warrior. He has proven himself not through following his father's cruel ways, but by creating his own path with his chosen family, Thaya and Bud. But before Dek can celebrate his victory, all the other Yautja warriors suddenly raise their weapons. Another ship descends from the sky. Dek recognizes it immediately. It's his mother's ship. The story ends with Dek facing a new threat, standing alongside his new clan, ready for whatever comes next. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our next movie breakdown.